Good morning, beautiful people. I hope you're doing well today. Listen, today we're going to talk about anxiety, which I know is not the most fun topic to start the morning with.
Hey, how are you?
Good, you?
Alright, take care.
Anxiety is, according to the internet, a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome. Sounds about right. Alright, so my anxiety experience kind of started a few years ago. Now, for a while, I didn't exactly know what was going on. Fast forward to the end of the day, we're actually leaving now. Anyway, so it started as this weird thing that would happen mostly in the car, usually when I had other people with me. And I would just periodically get this weird tingling in my fingers, and sometimes it would spread all around my body. No. Black window punches back. And eventually it's really bright. And then finally one day I had this experience wherever it got so bad that my hands literally clamped up. I had to pull over on the side of the road, get out, call 911. And what happened, I didn't know at the time what was happening, but what I now know is it was an anxiety attack, which was scary. You'll never guess, but we're back at Papo's. It's really windy out, and gotta take a dinner break, so time to go home. Anyway, yeah, scary experience, but I eventually realized that all of these little instances were not just random little things, but actually, yeah, and so it was so crazy. And yeah, I realized that a lot of these little random things were anxiety without me realizing. And the moment of kind of understanding that I was battling anxiety, it had not been bad and constant for a while, but those anxious attacky moments had happened a couple times, never as bad as that one time. But in December, one day I was at a speaking engagement, and for some reason I just got really nervous. And even after I was done, as I was driving home, I started not being able to swallow even my own spit. It was so weird. And then I got to the point where I couldn't swallow at all for an extended period of time, and I started freaking out. I think I pulled over on the side of the road. I didn't know what to do. I was able to get home, thank goodness, and I was still freaking out, and eventually I got calmed down enough to sleep. But yeah, I was freaking out. I had no idea what was happening. And then one of the darker periods in my life, from that night for the next 20 days, I got to a point sometime often in the early afternoon where I couldn't swallow at all, and I was just so scared. I would just lay down. I was do I go to the ER? I went to a couple doctors, and I just couldn't figure it out. And finally, Jamie suggested that dude, what if anxiety is doing this? Because there's just a lot of factors that seem like anxiety could be a factor, and then that ended up being it somehow. Who freaking knew that not being able to swallow was a symptom of anxiety? But for me it was. And for 20 days I was just in this dark. I couldn't leave the house. I was so scared every day that I was going to get to a certain point. So many nights I was so scared, and eventually, thank goodness, I was able to kind of get out of that once I realized it was anxiety, but I still was dealing with it almost every day. I was just able to be a little bit more normal. I was like a functioning anxiety haver. And so I eventually started seeing a counselor, Reverend Bell, shout out, who has helped me a ton, gave me a bunch of practices, and plus I just like a couple of things I've built into my routine. Maybe someday I'll talk about like the things I do to fight anxiety, but because it's still prevalent. I had a speaking engagement tonight, and I was like definitely nervous I was going to get like bad and like not be able to continue and stuff, which is scary to have to think about. And thank goodness, thank God, I was able to not let it affect me too badly. But it's definitely something I still battle pretty much every day. But thank goodness I'm doing a lot better. So that is my anxiety story. If you're battling anxiety, trust me, you are not alone. For a long time I didn't even realize I was until it just smacked me in the face, or the throat rather, technically. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Again, maybe someday soon I'll talk about what I do to battle anxiety. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. If you're a subscriber, if you're not, feel free to do it. Thanks for watching. I think I'm gonna go watch some basketball, so check out this clip of basketball. Alright, so this game is down to the last 2 seconds on the clock. Steph Curry and the Warriors are down by 3, but they have the ball with LeBron just hit a clutch 3, and Steph is like the best shooter of all time. So let's see if he gets a 3.
Ball coming free. Curry trying to get free. Lost the ball. That's it. The Lakers won the playoffs.
The Lakers won. They go on to the playoffs. The Warriors have one more game to play in. My hair is crazy, and it's late, so I need to go to sleep. Good night.